Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to go over the monster and battle aspect of Monpany. There's a lot of stuff to go through, so this might be another long video, but without further ado, let's get going. So, when you start this stage, you'll see when you go into this menu option, which you can get into there by clicking that dice icon on the bottom, you'll be presented with two menus, probably, maybe three. We'll go over why one of them isn't here, but this first one is your introduction to battle stages. It is like a very light story mode, but it basically gets you introduced to the gimmicks to the game and how you can walk around it. The second one is this class battle. Now, this one is going to be locked until you get to a certain point in the game, but basically this is going through many different stages that other players have created that you have to take on, and if you defeat them, you get some gold and you will increase your ranking point here, this top left ranking in green, right? You'll turn to blue once you get into the future level, and then yellow once you get into the dream level. Don't worry about that right now. You should really just focus on making sure you understand the basics. Go in here, and then you'll be able to run some of these missions. Now, you'll see that there's all these different characters here. You can't move on until you actually clear them, but it's a fairly straightforward map. What you have to do is you'll have this grid. It'll show you how the map looks and where the boss is. The boss has the purple, horn frame around them. It is El Soleil. I don't remember the English name, sorry, but it shows you what your requirement is. You need to get 50,000 gold to clear this stage. In addition, it shows you where your monsters are going to start. First player, second player, third player, and fourth player. If there are any modifiers, they would show up on the very bottom. Don't worry, it's the beginning. And then here's the part that might be a little tough, is that each stage has a set of missions associated with them. There are 3 missions. The first 2 depend on your ending gold amount. Once you collect enough gold, you will clear the game. There is a second tier on top of that, which if you clear that second tier, you'll get a fully cleared Kanzen Shori winning mark. The last one depends on the stage. It can range from making sure that you have at least 2 turns left on the stage, you used a strike shot in the stage, you finished the stage at 100% HP. Now, how are you going to find out if you don't know English? Ooh, I don't know what to say. But if you want to join the Discord channel that we have for Monster Strike, which you can see on my homepage, just click my face first, and then on the top right of of my channel's page, you'll see a few icons on the bottom right portion of the banner. On the top banner in the bottom right corner, yes. Look for the Discord mark, join the group. There is a Monpany channel in there where I am fairly active along with other people. Go ahead and ask there, we'll be more than happy to answer for you. Now, so that was a boring stage. Once you get into the later stage, you'll see a bunch of other gimmicks on the board. So you see some cards, you'll see some, I don't think you see any damaging things, but there's a lot of different modifiers that will happen on the stage. So, let's just try this Ricol stage again. So Ricol, she I think, is the boss of this stage, and if you are able to clear this stage with at least 2 turns left in the countdown, you get a Ricol, which is really good. So I'm just going to do this for you guys. You can also choose to do this local or by yourself, or co-op, and then co-op you have the option for local and line, just like Monster Strike. The flow is exactly the same, so it'll look very familiar. Maybe the colors will just be a little different. So here's the stage where you can now pick your team. So there's a bunch of things here that'll be useful. Of course, sorting. That's going to be very important. So let's just go through that real quick. I know you guys want to see the gameplay, but let's do this. Okay, so there are 4 types in this game. There are no elements in this game. So, Hunter King is not a wood type in this game. Cinderella is not a fire type in this game. Pandora is not a dark type. They are instead for I guess classes it says type, but it kind of explains their expertise, I think. So the first one is I. You got love. So I think it might have to do with actually, I don't know what it might have to do with. So let me not just say something randomly. But as you can see, you'll get a set of monsters depending on what type you pick. In certain stages, there will be bonuses for certain types. So it says if you use a this green sheet knowledge type, you'll get 50% bonus damage on your attacks. So stuff like that, and it is color coded, so at least you should be able to notice that even without understanding what it says. So do that. Here, this is a list of all the strike shots that characters have. Just like Monster Strike, as you progress in your turns, you wait enough turns, you can use a strike shot and it will do a special ability. Some of them are cooler than others. Some of them actually have gimmicks associated with them. Some of them help with gold. A lot of random stuff. And so you can sort through them. But if you want to do that, you probably want to know what kind of strike shots are out there first. So you can sort by strike shot here by clicking the button on the right, the big one, and it will order them for you. All of the monsters you have will automatically be on top. All of the monsters you don't have will be on the bottom. Oh, never mind, since we're on the selection stage, it's not there. But so let's go over the strike shots that I have in my team right now. So this first one with Lilith and Himiko, it says mostly 6s. And what this does is it turns all the faces greater than 1 into 6s. So you have 1 1 and 5 6s. Good chance to get a 6. That's a pretty cool strike shot. Now for these, you can see 1 and some 2 and some characters, 2, 3, 4. There is a 5 and a 6. And basically what these monsters do is it guarantees you get that number when you roll, when you do a strike shot. Now you might be like, why in the world would I want a 1? Well, don't forget there are gimmicks in this stage. Not all of them are good. So maybe you want to stop right away, you know, get a card, get some gold, get a certain item, and be done with it. That is why it might be useful. So those are the guaranteed dice throws. Oregon and Hunter King here, their strike shot is basically they will vacuum up all of the gold in the stage and put it in your bank. It is super powerful. When you use these monsters, make sure they are at the end of your party, because I believe their strike shot count is pretty heavy, 7, so you have to wait until the full 8 turns before you can use them. It is a good strategy. Besta here is that she will upgrade the ranks of the gold. In this game, gold has 3 ranks: small, mid, large. Large is worth more than medium. Medium is worth more than small. So making Besta increase the rank of all the gold on the stage is definitely powerful. Let's see. Anubis here, he has the ability to switch positive gold with minus gold, and vice versa. So on the stage there will be some purple coins, and those are negative golds. You will lose money if you pick up the purple coins. So if there is a stage that's just filled with purple coins, and Anubis here can just flip the polarity of them, make minus into plus, plus into minus, and then maybe you're in a better situation after that. Let's see. Uriel here, she will just change all those minuses to plus, so it's a little bit better than Anubis here, because Anubis would change plus to minuses. Uriel, she just changes minuses to plus. When you see HP, that is your sign that these characters will heal you. So this first set heals you a little bit. These one heals you. I think this is Amaterasu? Yeah. Amaterasu will heal you a medium amount. Next one is attack bonuses. So this one will give you a small attack bonus. These are middle attack bonuses. These next set of monsters will give you 1 turn of invincibility. Ryoma gives you 2 instead. Let's see, what is it? Tiga? Yeah, Tiga. Tiga here will delay the boss by 1 turn. These monsters under her are now attacking type monsters. So these one, when you do a strike shot, you will fire a horizon laser. So that's a horizontal laser. from your position, and anybody who is side next to you get some damage. Let's see, these are fixed damage horizon lasers. This is a 3-tiered horizon laser, so you got a laser on Nobunaga, one above her, one below her. So that's pretty cool. Mika is a 5 laser, so that's even better. These guys have a vertical laser, and then we're going to do the same thing where we got a fixed damage vertical, triple laser, like we got Lucy here, right? Fortunately, it's not an energy circle. That might be her other form. Cross laser for Lindsay. Rico and Kasha has the what is it? Poison bullets. Alice has some poison fixed damage. Nanami has some meteors, pretty good. And now the last one are gimmick based strike shots. So when you have these strike shots active, you can actually ignore some gimmicks. So this one is ignoring null damage floor. Right? There's no walls to bounce off of, but there are floors you can step on. So they basically think null damage walls and null damage floors are equivalent. These guys have no gravity barrier. So Mundus, Oreo, and Montana. And basically in this game, when there's a gravity barrier on a tile, if you step into that gravity barrier, you will lose one of your movements due to the gravity barriers. That's a good analogy, I think. And last but not least, we got no warp, and how that works is, well, you know how warps work. You go in one, you go out the other warp. So now you can ignore it. Now there are a few more that I don't have in my team, but I think that would mean you don't get it until at least you get past the B beginner gacha rank. So that's okay for now, I think. Before you start, you can pick and choose to buy items. I think the higher rank you are, the more items you can buy. As you can see, I only can buy one. So that's fine for now. Actually, let me double check my team. So the other things you can, sort through is, you know, you can check the level of your monster. So the more dupes of a monster you have, you probably have a higher attack, dice count, stuff like that. Type, like I said, there's those 4 types you have. This is just the order you got the monsters, so newest is on top. You can sort by HP, so right, if I wanted to focus on HP, I can put Uriel in. If I want to focus on attack, Mika is a great option. This one checks how many dice you get to throw. And then for this game, you get to pick the highest of those dice. So you throw, let's say, a 2 and a 5. You don't get 7, but you get to choose whether you want the 2 or the 5. Alright? And we already saw strike shots, so you know what? Let's just go. If you don't want to use items, you can just pass. Again, that costs gold to take in items to the game, but that's fine. Alright, so now we have the game board. You can see there's a gravity barrier there in the middle, so remember, if I do step into that tile, I will lose 1 movement. Now, just like Monster Strike, you are pulling and then letting it go when you want. Now, the interesting thing is that, of course, you kind of dictate your movement by how you angle your arrow. So as you can see, if I went straight up, I'm going to take the top, you know, the upmost route. Angle it a little more, then it's going to make that right turn into the gravity barrier instead. Do it a little more and it's probably going to be facing down. Do it even more and then it's going to take the bottom path instead. So you can kind of see how all these different routes work. And you have this 1 dice, so you can go at maximum of 6 spaces. Right? Now, what's your goal? Your goal is to meet your target here. It is on the bottom right-ish corner of the map, and for this map it says you need to make 150,000 gold. Now, as you can see, there are gold pots, piles on the stage. Every time you don't grab it, it will increase in 1 rank. However, you can force it to increase. It doesn't necessarily do it, but over time it will. But there are cards that will force pots to increase. Of course, that will give you better rewards. So let's just go this way. We get the opportunity to attack as well. So depending on where your arrow ends up going, it dictates who gets the targeted damage. So let's just Let's see if we can attack the boss. Now there's no skill element to the rolling the dice. You just let it go and it is completely random. When you defeat the boss, you'll get a good chunk of money. I believe I saw SF saying that you do get 50% of the goal when you defeat the main boss. So that worked out pretty darn good. So now let's just try and pick up some gold. Again, my character here, since he was level 3, it does give you the opportunity to roll 2 dice and pick between the 2. Took out a mob there, so I got a little bit more money. Not as much as the boss, of course. But now at least I can move around without having to worry about being attacked, right? Because there is an HP element to the game, right? Lose all your HP and you lose. So let's just try and upgrade. Got a 4. And notice that when you pick up cards, they get kind of stored into your queue on the top left. None of those activate until you finish moving. So it's not like you got the gold upgrade card, the gold upgraded, you crossed the gold, and you picked up the upgraded gold. Right? You get the original version of that gold, picked it up, and then afterwards all of your cards activate in order of acquirement. So let's see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and so you're just rolling and rolling, and now there is a turn limit. So unlike Monster Strike, right, where you're basically, you know, you're hoping to clear it by a set amount of turns to get a bonus. This one, if you don't clear it in the set amount of turns, you will lose. So you can see right here, we have 8 turns to finish this map. We've already gone through 4 turns. You do that? Only 1. Alright. So, let's see. Now we can reuse a strike shot here. So this one, well, it's not really useful, but yeah, Date Masamune here, his strike shot is basically you get invincibility for 1 turn. Well, there's no bosses left, but let's just see if I can use everybody else's. Oh no! Well, I meant to go down, but got 1s anyways. And you did notice you get some gold bonuses if you hit any pairs. So if you throw 2 or more dice at any time and you get a pair in that, congrats, you get some bonuses. Now before we end the stage, I do want to show you the menu real quick. If you're ever curious what the minimum is for the bonus goal, right, the complete clear, you can see it here. The base goal is 150,000, the super goal is 225,000, and you can get a breakdown of all of the gold values in this game. So the small pot of gold is 1,000, the medium is 3,000, the big is 10,000. You can also check out all of the gimmicks on the stage. Now again, it is in Japanese, so it might be a little tough, but it explains in a very short way what everything means. Whether, you know, gold up, healing, HP, you know, M recovery, an attack of 3, an attack of 5, shows you the gravity barrier gimmicks of losing 1 movement when you enter it, and it also shows your attack, the attack scheme of the bosses, right? You can see on the top of the screen how the boss would attack. Kind of killed them too quick before they activated, but those would be counting down each turn and then firing as appropriate. And last but not least, if you forgot what the missions are, you can check them out here on the 3rd panel. And most importantly, if you want to go back, click the blue button, not the red button. Alright, we're going to use Strike Shot here, and Bastet's Strike Shot is to increase the level of all the gold by a big amount. So, let's see that. Alright, so you saw those 2 pots on the left, went from a medium to big. That's pretty awesome. Alright. And last but not least, we're going to have Hunter King move. His strike shot is collect all gold on the screen. You can see why I stalled, right? And so before even moving, Hunter King is going to suck up all the gold on the screen and put it in the bank. And that is 245,000. It passed the maximum. It'll tell you if you have anything left for the super success limit. But how this game goes is once you finish, you get into this fever time, and all extra turns that you had left turn into bonus dice. You'll get to throw 1 plus the number of turns you had left in this bonus stage, and all members of your team will start moving. And so you kind of want to direct it in a path that doesn't clash with each other, right? You want everybody to go into separate paths as much as possible. And so you want to try to cover as much ground with bias towards, you know, the big pots of gold. This isn't very ideal, but... Now, you'll roll the dice and you'll take the maximum of all of the bonus dice you had. I only had 1, so I only got 2. But if you finish real quick, you can have 7 bonus dice. You will take the maximum of those 7 dice. Again, it's not a sum, it's still the maximum. And everybody will move that many spaces around the board. You'll collect that gold, and then you will bank everything. All of the gold you earned on that stage goes to your company after going through some multipliers. If you manage to hit the higher tier limit, you'll get an extra 0.2 multiplier to your score. The next one is based on your level count of your team, I think, right? Team? I'm not sure, but based on that, you'll get some more multipliers. And if you play via co-op, you'll get even more multipliers. So it is absolutely rewarding to play this game via co-op. All those multipliers are added up, and then you get your original score times the multipliers, and that much money is banked into your company. And as you can see, the month has advanced by 1 to May, and there may be some events here that you want to join in. You'll see those exclamation marks. And then so looks like Aphrodite has, you know, got a deal on TV, and she's, you know, they're gonna like interview her for something. And then sometimes they'll give you a choice. Sometimes it's just a flat out money reward. Like this one is, hey, we just got a TV deal, so I got 1,000,000 gold. Right? Remember, this is your currency to pull the gacha, so that worked out really nice. And then we can see if there's anything that came out of that CM. And then I'll ask you a few questions. Sometimes this is asking if you want to join or not. Of course you want to join. Let's see what happens. Some of them will be quizzes, some will be some like random decisions to make. And so, okay, so this is like, alright, we have a chance to increase money on our commercial. What do we do? Hire a popular actress, use a popular musician, use a popular or like a new age director, or have you as the CEO show up in the commercial. Well, let's just use like a popular musician, for example. And then depending on our decisions, the results will branch out into different ways. And then say, alright, here's what happened, and you know, it's just in line with our expectations. That's great. We earned 500 SP. So there's a lot of cool little events. Unfortunately, again, this is very Japanese focused. You're not going to be able to understand much. Some of them are quizzes, so if you can't read that, it makes it even harder. But yeah, you know, all in all, it is a darn interesting game, and I'll probably just play it on and off, you know, while I'm waiting for stamina or something in Monster Strike. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure there are a lot. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you in the comments. Please do that. As for how often I'll be doing videos on this, I don't know. Maybe when new events happen. There is supposed to be a new event scheduled for probably, I think it may have started depending on the schedule of how I upload these, but go ahead and check those out. Check the events out. It'll be fun. So, this got a little bit longer than I thought, but thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.